Hello everyone, my name is Beth and welcome back to what is probably going to be the very last episode of my Dragon Age Inquisition Let's Play series. I am a little bit sad, to be honest. I'm not really ready to let the game go. However, I think it is time, unless I have completely forgotten a very large portion of the epilogue. I am pretty sure that we are almost ready to get to Solus. So, now, I have no potions left, and I've used a rejuvenation potion, so I'm hoping that we can defeat these bad guys fairly quickly and that there will then be potions, because I'm going to be in big trouble otherwise, and I don't particularly want to fight the Cerberus again. I did forget in the last episode that the reason I kept killing my friends is because I wasn't discharging the mark on purpose before it got too full. So, hopefully I can remember this time and not kill everybody. Okay. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Whoa, what was that? It's a giant lightning bolt. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Look at this lovely supply cache. I've never been more happy to see potions in my whole life. Oh. Can I go through these alluvians? Oh, definitely not. Okay. Alright, well that's a mirror I can't click on, it seems. But that doesn't matter.
Quick! We're almost there!
Oops, not that one. This one. Oh. There's so many of you. Okay. Oh, am I too far away? Well, Dorian's still over here. Oh, no, he isn't. I wonder if these are all Solus's alluvians. Ooh, the trees moved when I did that. That was neat. I gotta try that again. Oh, do they keep coming? Maybe they keep coming. Okay, let's look at the trees. Oh, that is neat. Okay. Maybe I should have saved first. I will save now, though. No, I won't. I cannot.
All right. Maravaskatara!
Oh, Bully, you're my favorite.
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
Oh, shush. Okay, we're going to potions for everyone. We don't really need them, but since we're right here... Not you, Cole, sorry. Fill up on those. Save here. Listen, I really need to be able to save. This is very upsetting. So Severus is going to come back. Okay, let's do this. Ugh, alright. Who needs to save anyways? Okie doke. Oh, get out of there, get out. Make a rift? What? Oh my goodness. That's really cool. I'm just gonna keep dropping fire on you and shooting myself. Oh, you moved. Wow. Oh, I can't use it. Okay. Oh, please take a potion. Those blue things on the ground. I feel like I should definitely not step in them, but what do they do? I'm gonna step in one. Do that first. Almost forgot. Whew. Oh, it shocked me, I think. Rid of you. Die.
We can't touch this guy! Use your mark!
Oh! Did it... Oh, okay, cool. I just, like, evaporated him. That was exciting. We're definitely gonna save now. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, bye guys. I'm gonna go see Solus now. And be sad. I'll do that first.
Ebesit kata, etwa ost.
Maraskata!
Your forces have failed. Leave now and tell the Canary to trouble me no further.
Solus.
That should give us more time. I suspect you have questions.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna know that he's Fen'Harel. I think in order to do that, you have to have found a couple of more codexes? Yes, possibly by the place that has a secret treasure that I never went back to, according to a Google search I was doing for something else that I stumbled on that. Ugh.
The Kunari believe you're an agent for someone who has taken the name Fen'Harel.
The Canary reject myth and legend. If you told them of your meeting with Mythal, they would attribute it to a demon. I am no one's agent but my own. I fear that the truth is much simpler and much worse than the Canary believe.
You're Fen'Harel.
Oh.
I was Solus first. Fen'Harel came later. An insult I took as a badge of pride. The Dread Wolf inspired hope in my friends, and fear in my enemies. Not unlike Inquisitor, I suppose. You also know the burden of a title that all but replaces your name.
Okay, so in my heart of hearts, I want to be able to redeem Solus and hope that he's not the ultimate bad guy in, I almost said Final Fantasy, but no, in Dragon Age 4. So, but also I can't let him take down the veil. That just can't be something I do. Okay.
Are you a fragment of what Fen'Harel once was? Like Mythal?
No. This is all I have ever been.
And the legends?
I sought to set my people free from slavery to would-be gods. I broke the chains of all who wished to join me. The false gods called me Fen'Harel, and when they finally went too far, I formed the Veil and banished them forever. Thus I freed the Elven people, and in so doing, destroyed their world.
Well, you destroyed everyone's world, Solus. Please stop forgetting that. But yes, the elves have had a really bad time of it. But, like, taking down the veil is going to kill as many elves as it did the first time? So maybe not a good choice. What question do I want to ask?
You said that the Elven gods went too far. What did they do that made you move against them?
They killed Mythal. A crime for which an eternity of torment is the only fitting punishment.
I thought Mythal was one of the Evenuris.
She was the best of them. She cared for her people. She protected them. She was a voice of reason. and in their lust for power, they killed her.
You banished the false gods. You didn't kill them.
You met Mythol, did you not? The first of my people do not die so easily. The Evanuris are banished forever, paying the ultimate price for their misdeeds.
You love the Fade. Why would you create the Veil to hide it all away?
Because every alternative was worse.
Meaning?
Had I not created the Veil, the Evanuris would have destroyed the entire world.
How did creating the Veil destroy the world?
You saw the remains of Via Dethara. The library was intrinsically tied to the Fade, and the Veil destroyed it. There were countless other marvels, all dependent on the presence of the Fade, all destroyed. The elven legends of immortality, all true. It was not the arrival of humans that caused them to begin aging. It was me. The Veil took everything from the elves, even themselves.
That's the past. What about the future?
I lay in dark and dreaming sleep while countless wars and ages passed. I woke still weak a year before I joined you. My people fell for what I did to strike the Evanuris down. But still, some hope remains for restoration. I will save the elven people, even if it means this world must die.
Solus, whatever you want, this world dying is not the answer.
Not a good answer, no. Sometimes terrible choices are all that remain. It is my fight. You should be more concerned about the Inquisition, your Inquisition. In stopping the Dragon's Breath, you have prevented an invasion by Qunari forces. With luck, they will return their focus to Tevinter. That should give you a few years of relative peace.
The Qunari said the Inquisition was unknowingly working for agents of Fen'Harel.
I gave no orders.
You led us to Skyhold.
Corypheus should have died unlocking my orb. When he survived, my plans were thrown into chaos. When you survived, I saw the Inquisition as the best hope this world had of stopping him. And you needed a home. Hence, Skyhold.
You gave your orb to Corypheus?
Not directly. My agents allowed the Venatori to locate it. The orb had built up magical energy while I lay unconscious for millennia. I was not powerful enough to open it. The plan was for Corypheus to unlock it, and for the resulting explosion to kill him. Then I would claim the orb. I did not foresee a Tevinter Magister having learned the secret of effective immortality.
What would have happened if Corypheus had died, and you'd recovered the orb?
I would have entered the Fade using the mark you now bear. Then I would have torn down the veil. As this world burned in the raw chaos, I would have restored the world of my time. The world of the elves.
Honestly, that is to me so sad, because you can't go back in time, and surely part of him must know this, that no matter what he does, it's not going to be the same as the world that he left behind, and you can't get that back, but he wants that back so bad, and it just makes me so sad. There's just not a happy answer here. This is why I need Dragon Age 4. I need to know.
If you destroyed the Veil, wouldn't the false gods be freed?
I had plans.
You'd murder countless people.
Wouldn't you, to save your own? You must understand. I awoke in a world where the veil had blocked most people's conscious connection to the Fade. It was like walking through a world of tranquil.
We aren't even people to you.
Not at first. You showed me that I was wrong. Again. That does not make what must come next any easier.
You never cared about us. We were the means to an end.
You were people, and you deserved better. Like all the rest I've used in one hopeless battle after another.
So why don't you learn, Solus? Stop being a twit. Okay,
You control the Illuvians now.
Yes. You remember Briala from Hallam Shiral? For a time, she controlled part of the labyrinth. One of my agents was supposed to take it from her, but he did not succeed. I had to override the magic personally. The Qunari stumbled upon this section independently. With them gone, the Alluvians are now mine.
What's wrong with the Inquisition?
You created a powerful organization, and now it suffers the inevitable fate of such. Betrayal and corruption.
It's not that simple.
Do you know how I discovered the Qunari plot? The plot I disrupted by leading them to your doorstep. The Qunari spies in the Inquisition tripped over my spies in the Inquisition. The Elven Guard who led you to the Qunari body? Who intercepted the servant with the Gatlock barrel? Mine.
Why bother disrupting the Qunari plot if you're going to destroy the world regardless?
You have shown me that there is value in this world, Inquisitor. I take no joy in what I must do. Until that day comes, I would see those recovering from the breach free of the Qun.
Why?
Because I am not a monster. If they must die, I would rather they die in comfort. In any event, it is done.
So you let us do your dirty work?
The mistake was yours to fix, Inquisitor.
There's still the matter of the anchor. It's getting worse.
Yes, I'm sorry. And we are almost out of time. The mark will eventually kill you. Drawing you here gave me the chance to save you. At least for now.
You don't need to destroy this world. I'll prove it to you.
I would treasure the chance to be wrong once again, my friend. Take my hand. I'm sorry. Live well, while time remains.
Something must be done, but we cannot lose the Inquisition now. We stand on the brink of war with the Qunari.
Yes, because this Solas provoked them in the first place.
The Inquisition did not cause this threat. We informed the Summit of the danger.
The danger posed by Qunari spies inside your organization.
Without our organization, you would not be alive to complain.
No one has forgotten what you have done. But Corypheus is 2 years dead.
If the Inquisition is to continue, it must do so as a legitimate organization, not a glorified mercenary band.
Inquisitor.
Okay, we are going to end. And... oh, they're all the same answer. Okay.
You all know what this is? A writ from Divine Justinia authorizing the formation of the Inquisition. We pledge to close the breach, find those responsible, and restore order, with or without anyone's approval. It wasn't a formally authorized treaty that saved Ferelden's people. It wasn't careful diplomacy that ended your inane civil war. It was never about the organization. It was about people doing what was necessary. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a world to save. Again. Effective immediately, the Inquisition is disbanded.
What's your turn?
In short order, the Inquisition was disbanded. Some were relieved to see the unpredictable organization dismantled. Others preferred to remember the Inquisition's good works and the many lives it had saved. Those who had served returned to their former lives, knowing they had stopped a great evil from destroying the world. And hoping that the peace for which they had fought remained once the Inquisition was gone. With the dragon's breath disrupted and any hope of a swift victory dashed, the Qunari retreated back to the north. Few knew what debates were waged in Parvolan, but not long after the Exalted Council, the Qunari launched new attacks against Tevinter. Their aggression caught the already unstable Imperium off guard. Tevinter was soon mired in a war many feared would spread across Thedas. The Exalted Council remained intact, advising Divine Victoria on important matters. Cassandra served for several years. While she often disagreed with Liliana's policies, the former right and left hands of the Divine shared a mutual respect and worked well together. Cassandra also spent time in the Hunterhorn Mountains north of Orlais, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. For a time, the new Seekers remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs and working to a purpose few outside their order could guess. The end of the Inquisition as it had been sent shockwaves through the College of Enchanters. Madame de Fer ably played on the mage's fears. Her followers united to build a new circle, with Vivian as its Grand Enchanter, in direct competition with the College. What the Circle lacked in numbers, they made up for in political connections. Soon they were a force to be reckoned with. The two institutions settled into an uneasy coexistence across the south, vying for power. After the Exalted Council, Liliana devoted herself fully to the Sunburst throne and her dream of reshaping the Chantry. Within a year, she removed restrictions surrounding Chantry priesthood, allowing men and women of all races to be initiated and ordained. This decree was followed swiftly by her decision to return the Canticle of Shartan to the canonical chant, a move that divided Andrastians deeply. A rebellion to renounce her and return the Chantry to its former state arose, beginning first in Orlais and spreading to other parts of Thedas. Divine Victoria was resolute, holding her ground even after several unsuccessful attempts on her life. Seemingly unconcerned with the assassination attempts, she held up the hostility leveled against her as proof that she was on the right path. With the Inquisition disbanded, Sarah joined the Inquisitor in officially retiring from scaring people in high places. By formal account and agreement, both would lead boring, safe lives, nowhere special, doing nothing much at all. And with that comforting lie, those in power continued their fragile lives as though all was back to normal. Meanwhile, Red Jenny, an entirely separate person not at all collectively embodied by Sarah, the Inquisitor, and countless friends, continuing to make a difference, or just having fun where and when the impulse struck. With frequent visits to her whittle, of course. Oh, I love them. Perhaps the most unnerving was Sarah's standing offer to the Divine. When the knobs piss about with your left hand or right, call on Red Jenny to give them 2 fingers. Varric took up the role of Viscount and with the help of his friend Hawke, rebuilt Kirkwall's damaged infrastructure. Oh, Hawke, yay! Under his rule, the city-state finally resumed its place as the major trade hub of the Free Marches. He continued to ignore all mail from both the Merchants Guild and the Prince of Starkhaven. With the Inquisition disbanded, the Bull's Chargers returned to taking jobs throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Fighting demons and clearing out the remains of Venatori forces, the Iron Bull did his part to restore order to Thedas. Many of the jobs brought the Chargers close to the Imperium's border, where, from time to time, in a border town villa, Bull and a certain Tevinton Magister would spend a few hours together before life pulled them apart again. I love them so much. After the Inquisition disbanded, Cullen and the Inquisitor retired to a private life together. Unburdened by the restrictions of their offices, they continued to do good works on their own terms. That is, after a long overdue visit to Cullen's siblings, who were overjoyed to meet their new sister-in-law. Dorian returned to Tevinter to take his father's place in the Magisterium. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, Dorian was spoken of often as a voice of resistance against corruption. Along with Magister Mavaris Talani, he formed a group called the Lucerni to restore and redeem Tevinter, a fight many thought hopeless. Those fighting by Magister Pavis's side noticed he kept in constant communication with the Inquisitor via message crystal. Whether for vital information or moral support, these talks seemed to give Dorian the strength to continue his fight. On one occasion, Venatori forces ambushed Dorian, who likely would have died. Had not an unnamed mercenary band led by a Talvashoth warrior crossed Winter's border and mounted a dangerous rescue operation. He would too. The mercenaries left a trail of freed slaves and dead Venatori in their wake, enabling Dorian to escape. When asked about the Talvashoth in question, Magister Pavis declined to comment. After the Exalted Council, Tom Rainier bid farewell to his friends and went to Weishaupt Fortress to pledge himself to the Grey Wardens for good. While he was rarely seen in the years that followed, some say they encountered Rainier in far-flung lands, their accounts always similar. Rainier carried out the duty of the Wardens, but always found time to help others along the way. Sometimes he served as a shield for the defenseless. Other times he spread simple cheer among the children with small gifts of small carved toys. With the Inquisition disbanded, Josephine made her farewells and returned to Antiva and her family. Thanks to the Inquisitor's help, the Montiliers were once again permitted to trade in Orlais. The next few years were a busy time, as many ships of the Montilier crest were built and set sail again from Antiva's harbors. Soon, Ravani pirate captains with an ancient feud against Josephine's ancestors took to the seas, determined to rekindle their rivalry. Apart from Josephine's sister, Yvette, nearly eloping with a dashing pirate prince on one occasion, Lady Montilier took the development in stride. Cole took to the road with Meriden to find a new life and a new way to be human. Wherever Meriden went to sing, people found old pains eased and hearts made happier, even if they didn't understand why. After the events at the Winter Palace, elves left the Inquisition under mysterious circumstances, as did elven servants across Thedas. None could say where they went, but those who believed in the Inquisitor's story about Fen'Harel wondered just how large the Dreadwolf's forces were. And what the ancient elven rebel had planned.
My agents have found nothing. With the Illuvians, he could be anywhere.
With the Inquisition officially disbanded, we have no army, no formal alliances.
We have what we truly need.
We will need to be careful.
Solus knows everything about us. Who we are, how we work, our strengths and weaknesses.
Then we find people he doesn't know. We will save our friend from himself. If we can.
I love it so much. So I'm going to let the credits play through, and then I will just say my goodbyes at the end. But you should definitely listen, because Cassandra has some things to say as the credits roll.
What is this? A new book? All this shit is weird. Oh, Varric, that is a terrible title. What are you even thinking? The sky churned like a rolling sea on a dark and stormy night, centered on a gaping hole that led to the arse end of nowhere. A hole that spit up many things that day, comets, demons, and a whole lot of trouble. It's about the Inquisition. The din of the tavern cut the silence like it owed the carter money. In the middle, in her element, Red Jenny. She looked me up and down, mostly down. "Not playing, weirdy," she said, gesturing with and dismissively eating a sandwich. "Don't write that. Seriously, piss up a rope." Sarah made the subtext text, which suited me fine. The court enchanter swirled into the room like a drop of beautiful poison spreading in a wineglass. She sized me up with a glance.
"I'm so glad you made it, my dear," she said. "I am Madame de Fer, the most terrifying person you shall ever meet."
Liliane enfolded Alphonse in an embrace as warm as a serpent's kiss.
"I always knew I could count on your support."
The Count did not feel the bite of her poisoned dart until it was too late.
"Even if it requires your death."
Drops of rain glistened on the griffin medallion grasped tightly in Blackwall's hand. The silverite wings of valor. They mean nothing. He flung the medal to the cold and uncaring ground. You don't know what I've done. You don't know me. So romantic. Cole moved like a shadow that also moved like a knife. A shadow wearing a hat where dreams came to die. It's a riddle, he whispered. A cold riddle that gnaws at your mind, but you'll feel better when it's gone. That makes as much sense as anything Cole says. Do you place your herald above the law, Ambassador? Whose law, my lady? Josephine's eyes glittered like angry opals. The law destroyed by rebellion, by civil war, by poor fiscal management. We are the law. We left our mark on Adamant, but the dust hadn't settled, and neither had Harding. I can offer you a drink, if I catch your meaning.
If you'd caught my meaning, you'd have offered a double.
What is even happening here? The Iron Bull was a great slab of muscle with horns that could hang a tapestry. One eye scanned for threats, while the other hid behind an eye patch like a chantry sister's old sins. Come on, he barked, not looking back as he entered. The dancer with the great rack comes on in 5. That is spot on, actually. The commander had the look of a Templar who had seen the worst of humanity, yet still had the time to style his hair. This isn't just a war, he said, his gaze steely like a dull blade. It's the only war. Cullen! That's Cullen! The mage wore a class of handsome sneer cultivated by 1,000 years of Tevinter elitism. The name's Dorian, he glared. D-O-R-I-A-N. Spell it right, you marble-headed lump, or it's toad time. A toad? That's hardly credible. The bold elf spun, mage staff crackling like the city after a good man's murder. You're crazy, the Red Templar cried in terror. Moonlight glinted off ears like the knives you never see coming. Better to fade out than burn away. Ugh, Varric. Wait, where am I? I don't... Oh, here it is. The Seeker clutched at my vest, her tears as desperate as they were pitiful. Varric, I was wrong about everything, she sobbed. Could you find it in your noble heart to forgive me? That dwarf, he put me in the book! I'm in the book! I am reading the shit out of this!
Oh, it's over. Oh, I don't want it to be over, but I love Cassandra's story at the end. It cracks me up every single time. So, I guess this is it then. Thank you all so much for watching my very first ever playthrough. It was such a pleasure to return to Thedas, and it really was fun to learn how to make videos. I really had a lot of fun trying to figure it out and learning as I went. I got to play my favorite game every week, and I got to relearn all sorts of fun new things. It was lovely. I intend to do another playthrough in a few weeks. I don't know of what, though. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do an old favorite or if I want to try a new game. We will see. I'm going to have to try a few and see which one I feel like playing at the moment. So, stay tuned. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!